Keyshia Ka'Oir and Gucci Mane, the truth behind their perfect relationship. For years, Keyshia Ka'Oir and Gucci Mane have been praised as one of hip-hop's strongest couples, the definition of ride or die. Their story has often been used as the blueprint.
I still cook for him. Only thing Gucci got to do is shower. He don't got to do nothing else. I do everything for that man, but not because I have to do it. I want to. I enjoy taking care of him. I enjoy him just being happy and going to the studio and doing music. I don't want him to worry about the bills, worry about what he got to eat, worry about nothing. That man, all he got to do is bathe child and go do his shows and go to the studio. That is it. The wife takes care of everything else, and I love doing it.
Print for loyalty, perseverance, and the power of love that overcomes all odds. Men on the internet constantly reference Keyshia as the ultimate example of what it means to hold your man down. But lately, people have started to question whether this relationship is built on love or control. Because if what's being whispered in the streets is true, Keyshia might not just be Gucci Mane's wife. She might be his handler. Keyshia herself has always said she does everything for Gucci, cooking, organizing, managing his finances, and keeping his life on track. At first, people took that as a sweet example of a devoted wife taking care of her husband. But as more private details have started surfacing, some fans are beginning to wonder if there's more to the story. To some, Gucci doesn't look like a husband in charge of his household. He looks like a man being managed like a business project. How they met: the beginning of an empire. Gucci Mane first came across Keyshia Ka'Oir in 2010 while serving time in prison. He was flipping through an issue of XXL magazine when he saw her picture and immediately became intrigued. Determined to meet her, he told his manager that he wanted Keyshia to appear in one of his upcoming music videos. When Gucci's team reached out, Keyshia wasn't exactly impressed. She reportedly told them that Gucci should lose her number, saying she had better things to do than appear in a video for a rapper behind bars. But Gucci's manager persisted, calling her repeatedly until she finally agreed. Keyshia was flown from Miami to Atlanta to appear in Gucci's 911 emergency music video. Gucci, eager to meet her, tried to convince Keyshia to hang out before the shoot, but she refused, saying they'd see each other on set. After the video wrapped, Gucci begged her to stay another day, and that, as they say, was the beginning of their story. From the outside, it looked like a fairy tale. But behind the glitz and the smiles, Keyshia had no idea just how much she would have to endure and how deeply she'd reshaped the man she married. Before the glow-up, the chaos years. Back then, Gucci Mane was a walking storm. Talented, yes, but unpredictable, volatile, and spiraling out of control. He was caught up in feuds.
I'm crazy about my wife. Crazy about her. To be honest, I ain't had nobody else to go to. So, out of desperation, I went to her because me and her were kind of, I had been cussing her out too. So she had to forgive me and say, I'm gonna help you. Man, though I say she the realest. Yeah, because it was like I needed her.
What were your intentions when you gave her the money? You wanted to flip it?
I just ain't had nobody to trust.
Wow.
It wasn't even about no flipping. I just ain't had nobody to trust. Everybody was stealing. And it was like, I wasn't in my right mind before I went to prison. And everybody who could, they were taking advantage. Money getting missing from everywhere. So it was like, to be honest, I ain't had nobody else to go to. When she held me down from prison, that made me say I'm finna marry her. You ain't gonna find nobody who gonna go hard
drama
like
and constant trouble with the law. His mental health was deteriorating, and his drug use was starting to consume him. Keyshia, on the other hand, was already a focused entrepreneur and a mother of 3. She was building her cosmetics empire, balancing motherhood, and living a structured life, the complete opposite of Gucci's chaos. Even as his behavior worsened, including a now infamous Twitter rant where he insulted friends, colleagues, and even Keyshia herself, she remained by his side. But things reached a breaking point when Gucci was arrested after police found a weapon and narcotics on him. He was sentenced to 39 months in federal prison. Most people would have walked away at that point. But Keyshia? She didn't just stay. She turned his prison sentence into his rehabilitation. How Keyshia rebuilt Gucci Mane. While Gucci served his time, Keyshia ran their lives like a military operation. She reportedly called him up to 6 times a day, kept his routine structured, and made sure his mind stayed focused. Even though they were physically apart, they worked out at the same time every morning, ate their meals on schedule, and planned for a fresh start once he got out. And Keyshia didn't stop there. She took charge of Gucci's finances. When Gucci gave her $2 million to hold on to while he was...
And in my heart, I couldn't walk away from him. I knew he needed me not only to just support him, but he needed guidance. And I felt like I had to be there for this man to make him a better person.
Was in prison, Keyshia didn't splurge or waste it. Instead, she invested the money, primarily in real estate and other ventures, and tripled it before he was even released. When Gucci finally came home, there was no rebuilding phase. His businesses, his savings, and his brand had already been restored. All thanks to Keyshia. She had built him a stable life, a disciplined routine, and a plan for the future. Keyshia wasn't just his partner. She was his manager, trainer, and financial strategist rolled into one. And once he returned home, she made sure he stayed on track. A controlled comeback. According to Keyshia, Gucci's entire day was scheduled from top to bottom. The couple woke up together at 9 a.m., worked out, and handled their business before winding down for the evening. Gucci wasn't allowed to spend endless hours in the studio anymore, since Keyshia feared he'd fall back into the same lifestyle that led to his downfall. And while Gucci was grateful for her structure, fans began noticing something different. The new Gucci was calmer, quieter, and more distant, especially from the people he once surrounded himself with. He rarely appeared with his older son, and everything about his public life seemed to revolve around Keyshia. From interviews to brand partnerships, nothing happened without her approval. She even admitted that Gucci can't function without her and that she enjoys managing every part of his life. In her words, "All Gucci has to do is wake up and shower. I do everything else. I cook, I plan, I organize. He doesn't have to worry about bills, food, or anything. I want him to just focus on being happy and making music." Mental health, social media, and total control. Gucci has publicly revealed that he's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, a struggle that Keyshia has taken upon herself to manage. She confessed that she removed all social media apps from his phone, changing his passwords and limiting his online access to prevent public breakdowns. "First thing I do is delete Instagram and Twitter," Keyshia said in an interview. "Even if I have to change his password, I will. I don't want the public to see him when he's having an episode." According to her, this control is a form of protection. She claims it keeps his mental health stable and preserves his peace. And to her credit, since she's taken over, there haven't been any public meltdowns or erratic behavior from Gucci Mane. But that very stability has made people question how much of his life is his own. Handler or wife? The debate. As much as fans love Keyshia's devotion, others believe she's crossed the line from care into control. They argue that Gucci no longer seems like an independent man, but rather someone whose every move is pre-approved and managed. Since his release, Keyshia has reportedly controlled his business dealings, social circle, and even public statements. Some describe her influence as protective, while others see it as overbearing. The debate has taken over social media. Some fans defend Keyshia fiercely, saying her structure and discipline saved Gucci's life. They argue that her guidance helped him overcome addiction, mental health struggles, and a self-destructive path that could have killed him. Gucci has schizophrenia, addiction issues, and trauma, one fan wrote. He needs her. Without that control, he might spiral again. She's saving him.